So in the beginning of each video, I want us to breathe in and get into our center so we can be able to be here fully, so we'll be able to show up for ourselves and show up for our children and families the way that we really want to. So I encourage you to take out deep breath, counting in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more time. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold here for a second. Breathing in. Letting go of whatever happened just a few seconds ago, a few minutes ago, or years ago. Letting it go. Just be present in this moment right now. Taking the time to be here for yourself. And let us begin. Welcome back, Parenting Posse. In today's video, we're going to talk about prayer and parenting. And how we can use prayer as a way to help ourselves and help our children in becoming better people. And so what that means is to use the power of prayer, and however, that works for you, and however you do that, that's up to you. But to be able to take time to pray for your children and each and every, however many you have, in each and everything in their lives. So each child is different, and we all know that. Whether you have 1 to 10, 1 kid, 10 kids, however many children, they all are different people. They all react to the world in different ways. They all respond to us in different ways. And so when we are trying to parent them, it's like, I think about like how we were giving this ability to parent multiple children, right? And for myself, I have 4 kids, and they are all like polar opposites. They have similarities in some ways, maybe, but for the most part, they are all different, and I have to learn to be a mom of 4 different children. And so you can't really lump them all together. You can't do the same things for one child for the other. And if you have multiple children, you know what I mean. And so the key for me when I first had my first child, and I really didn't know like what to do. I thought I did. I was confident in my parenting, and I knew that, I know what to do. But once that baby came home from the hospital, I was like scared. I didn't know, like, how do I parent, right? I'm a mom now, this is a whole new world for me. And in my life, I was always around children, so it wasn't new to be around a baby. To take care of a child is different from parenting one. And so in that, I really had to trust in the Creator. I had to trust in Allah that He was going to help me parent this child. And 1 turned to 3, 3 turned to 4. And really when I had the 3, because those 3 are all close together. And so they were kind of lumped together in the means of like, I had to figure it all out at that time. My fourth one came a little later on in life. But when I did have the 3, especially when the 3rd one came about, really when the 2nd one came, but then when the 3rd one came, because they were just all really very close together, I had to depend on prayer, because I was very worried about their outcome, right? Because they are small children. I didn't know what I was going to do, like to really, I was fearful of hindering them, right? That's the word I'm trying to find. I was really fearful of hindering them and like making them a person in this world who would just be, I just thought, I was always thinking about the worst, like they were going to be like malicious and, robbing banks, whatever silly things that I was thinking about when they were small. Like I was just like, I really don't want to put trauma on them to make them be bad people. That was always my thing. I want to save my children from being a traumatic parent. I didn't want to do that. But what I did come soon to realize is like, you parent, you do the best that you can. If you're worried about your children, and that is a good thing, because you want good for them, you want to have the best for them. But I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it alone, and so I did have to turn. I had to turn to Allah at all times to ask, especially in situations when I really felt like I couldn't do it. I didn't know what to do. When my children started to get older, and I was just at a loss. I didn't know, like, well, what do you do in this situation? And you can read as many books as you can, and you can do all of the things, and that stuff helps. It really does. But when you say, these children are not mine, they don't belong to me, and I have to turn to the one who created them and who gave them to me and ask, how do I do this? How do I deal with this behavior? How do I deal with this just a situation, right? And it doesn't even have to be your children have done something, but they can have a situation that is just so much for you to handle. They are going through something that's so much for you to handle. And when you turn to the Creator and you ask Him, how do I get through this? Help me through this. The answers come. I'm telling you, the answers come. That relief comes just in that moment of prayer, right? When you're able to give that over and say, I don't have to figure this out. I don't have to know everything, that you've got me. In that, game changer. Really, it really is. I'm telling you, like, that is something that's a game changer. And that middle of the night prayer, that tahajjud prayer, is something that I learned about when I would ask parents who had children that were older than mine, who just seemed to be really, from my stance, really good people. And so I would ask parents, like, well, what did you do when your children were little? And everybody had different answers in their parenting, but one thing stood strong was they prayed in the middle of the night. They prayed that tahajjud prayer for their children, for each and one of their children. And that is something that I started to implement in my children's life, especially when they became teenagers, like the teenage years. People complain about that. And it was something that was challenging, and they're still teens. But what I was able to do was to get up and pray for them, pray for them, pray for them. And I tell you, it works. It works, it works, it works. I love the children, my children that stand before me. I will always love them, of course. But just the way that they move through this world, the way that they are, is just like, a coolness to my eyes. I love to watch them. I love to see them. I love to talk to them, They really are. I could see them like, oh, wow, I could be friends with you. I like you. And so that prayer is something that is just life-changing. And I would encourage you, for each one of your children, to really set out a prayer that's specific for them, right? For example, if you have a child who is very impulsive, or a child that really has trouble like listening or being obedient, and really it's just a struggle for them, right? And you just pray that you can be able to be the parent that you can for that child, and then also to list out those needs that they need, right? And let my child be able to be a better listener, let them be able to be more giving, to be more grateful. Just all of these things that that your children may be struggling with, pray that for them. Pray that prayer. And of course, the prayers of the parents are heard and they're answered. And so it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful tool. If this is not a tool that you've been using, I encourage you to start today. Start right now. Once you finish watching this video, or even stop this video, you don't have to get to the end of it. Turn it off and just sit and pray for your children as much as you can. And so that is, I think, the best gift that we can be able to give ourselves and to give our children, a constant prayer. Okay. Hope this video is helpful to somebody today, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Hope